We'll call to order the City of Douglasville's City Council Legislative Work Session for tonight, which is Thursday, July 28th. And our invocation will be done by Mr. Carl Taylor of the St. Teresa's Catholic Church. After that, we'll have our Pledge of Allegiance that will be led by Councilmember Samuel Davis and Mayor Pro Tem Larry Yakestead. Please come forward, Mr. Taylor. I'll ask that you would stand, please.
Mayor Robinson, members of the City Council, guests, and citizens, let us first take a minute and reflect upon a reading from the Apostle St. Paul to the Colossians, chapter 3, verses 12 through 15. As God's chosen ones, holy and beloved, clothe yourselves with compassion, kindness, humility, meekness, and patience. Bear with one another, and if anyone has a complaint against another, forgive each other, just as the Lord has forgiven you. So you must also forgive. Above all, clothe yourselves with love, which binds everything together in perfect harmony. And let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts, to which indeed you were called, and the one body, and be thankful. Amen. Now, let us pray. God, our all-provident Father, you have placed the city of Douglasville and its fruits under the care of this council, so that by their labor, all those under their stewardship may enjoy its protections and benefits. Please bless all the members of this council so that by respecting justice and service, they will see themselves as working for the common good and find fulfillment and joy in contributing to the progress of the city of Douglasville. We ask this through our Lord Jesus Christ. Amen. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much, Councilman Davis, for leading us in the pledge, and Mr. Taylor for those words of encouragement in the prayer. Our announcements and presentations are this. Obvious it's an unusual occurrence that we don't have a full house of council members, but we know that it's the summertime, and we appreciate the council members that are here that are going to take up some of the committees. We are well able to continue the city's business, and we wish them Godspeed as they enjoy their vacations and come back to us safely. Other than that, if you would like to make comments, there were forms out on the table. We would ask that you fill those forms out and give those forms if you are wanting to have comments given to the mayor and council at the time that we'll allot for delegates and citizens to make comments, that you would come forward at that time and have those forms filled out with your name and address, and give those forms to our city clerk, Ms. Vicki Acker, to my right, and give your name and address for the record. We would humbly ask that you would not have personal attacks against myself or any council members or staff, and that at that time you're able to talk. We would love to hear what you have to say. We'd ask, please, that you would silence all electronic devices, including your phones and tablets, iPads, all of that, so it will not be disruptive during the meeting. And please do not have any outbursts with clapping or talking out loud unless it's initiated by myself and the council members. That's all we have, and we will go into our agenda items. The first agenda that we have is Public Safety Committee, and that will be led by our Vice Chair, Dr. LaShawn Verdamley.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Welcome.
We have two items, and the first item, three items, is request for a change in agent outlet manager for the alcoholic beverages license for the package sale of wine and malt beverages at the following establishment. License, Walgreens Company, DBA Walgreens number 10246, location 5864 Fairburn Road. Current agent outlet manager Lucretia D. Carroll, proposed agent outlet manager Billy Joyner. The required fees have been paid into the finance department. May I ask that we have a representative to come up to the podium, please?
Hello.
Hi, thank you. Can you please give us your name and your address for the record?
Billy Joyner, 5864 Fairburn Road.
Thank you, Mr. Joyner. We do take it very seriously in regards to permitting our license for alcohol beverages. And I'd like to hear from you. What do you have in place for your employees and your staff who actually have to sell?
Well, all the new hires on day one go through an orientation that's initiated through our corporate office. It's an online computer training, and they do that before they step foot on the sales floor, and it covers all the rules and regulations for the alcohol sales. We also do refreshers throughout the year. The company sends it once a year, but we usually do it about every 90 days at the store level.
And your staff check ID for every person who is?
Yes. Everyone that comes through our store, we check ID, and I've trained my staff to actually scan the back of the ID so they take out that error of misreading the birth date.
Okay, great. Thank you. Do we have any questions from our mayor and council? Okay. Thank you, Mr. Joyner. If you'll come back on Monday, we will make a decision.
Okay, thank
All right, thank you. You're welcome. The second item, request for the alcoholic beverage license for the sale for on-premises consumption of wine and malt beverages and spirituous liquor at the following restaurant: 20 Bar Weston Grill, LLC, DBA 20 Bar Weston Grill, location is 7430 Douglas Boulevard. Proposed agent outlet manager, Adrian Williams. Required fees have been paid into the finance department. Do we have a representative? Thank you. Will you please state your name and address, please, for the record?
Okay, it's Adrian Williams, and it's 7430 Douglas Boulevard, Douglasville, Georgia. Sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. As stated prior to you, again, we take it very seriously in regards to permitting alcohol license to restaurants or stores such as yours. Can you please explain to me what you have in place for your employees as it relates to training?
Okay, with our employees, we're asking them to have them go through a thorough training process, which probably take a few weeks, and they'll learn how to scan their IDs and to verify that the person is of age to consume alcohol.
Okay, and that's also for new employees? You said for new employees and for your employees that are on staff?
Yes, ma'am, that is correct.
Okay, great.
And then we will also offer a refresher as well, so they can stay up to date on everything as well.
Okay, and how often do you offer the refresher course?
I would say probably every 90 days.
Okay, every 90 days.
That format, yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Do we have any questions or comments from our mayor and council?
You go first, then I'll go. You go first, then I'll go.
The oldest.
You may ask already what I'm going to
Guys,
ask.
just do it.
Yes, sir, Madam Chairman. Where is this location in 20 Bar and West Grill? Where is it located?
It's that's off of Douglas Boulevard, you know where the Harbor and Freight is? It's in that plaza over there.
It used to have an old name?
I think it was like the mattress place or something. There's a mattress place right beside it, so it's in that
Okay.
plaza there. Yes, sir.
And how many employees you have already?
We're planning to hire anywhere from 15 to 20 employees from the Douglasville area.
So is this a new application?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's a new establishment.
Is that all, Councilman Davis?
Yes, that'd be all.
All right, Councilman Siegel, did you have questions?
Yes, I did. Thank you very much. First off, Mr. Williams, I want to thank you for choosing Douglasville to open your new business.
You're welcome, sir.
I've been waiting for you to open because I've seen the teases on Twitter and Facebook, and people are asking me about the name. Shouldn't it be 20 West Bar and Grill? But it's 20 Bar West and Grill. So that has no bearing on the application, but I'm a little curious.
No, we just try to bring a little originality to it, That's it.
All right. Let's see. Yeah, your application is you'll include Sunday sales, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you're aware that you can't serve any alcohol before 12:30 p.m. on Sunday?
Yes, sir. That is correct. Mm-hmm.
And because you have that additional Sunday sales permit, you need to meet a higher hurdle in terms of food to beverage ratios. And most of all the restaurants in our city that have that Sunday sales permit don't seem to have any issue reaching that 60% ratio. So just want to point that out, just so everyone's aware. Let's see. I did have another question. Sorry. That's all I have. If I think of more on Monday,
Hey,
I'll use that
I
opportunity.
have just one more. What is the hours of operation, and will you be the outlet manager?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We haven't really came up with an actual, time of operation yet, but it's in the works. We're working on that right now, me and my team. So.
All right, well, congratulations for your new establishment, and if you have any questions in regards to alcohol consumption, food consumption, you're welcome to contact our finance department and also our city manager, to my right, Marsha Hampton. But thank you again
Okay, you're
for
welcome.
coming, and we look forward to seeing you on Monday when we make a decision.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
All right. The last item, request the alcohol beverage license for the sale for on-premises consumption of wine and malt beverages at the following establishment: The Southern Taste, LLC, DBA The Southern Taste, location 6405 Fairburn Road, proposed agent outlet manager, Militia Quales. The required fee has been paid into the finance department. May I please have a representative? Hello, can you please state your name and address for the record?
Alicia Quall, 6405 Favin Road, Suite 400, Douglasville, Georgia,
Thank
3013.
Thank you. I do apologize if I messed up the last name. I think I got it close.
Cool.
All right. This is a new establishment as well?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Well, I'd like to first say to you as well, we take it very seriously in regards to permitting alcohol license. Our police department is very strong, as we are, mayor and council. And can you please explain to me what you have in place for your new staff as it relates to training?
We are going to train them thoroughly, and only I and 2 other adults that will be selling their alcohol beverages, and we're only looking to just sell it on around about Thursday, Friday, and Saturdays.
So I'm understanding you will not serve on Monday, Tuesdays, and Sundays?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so will those days you will open for operation?
Yes, ma'am, but on Thursday, Fridays, and Saturday, we're looking to serve seafood, so that's the reason why we want to try to sell only, beer with the seafood.
Okay. All right, and the training specifically, can you explain specifically what type of training? You said you would train them, and how often will you train staff?
Right now, we're in the process of hiring new staff. We will train them, let them know that they need to show the proper ID for anybody age of 21 and over. Also, get myself or the 2 other adults that will be partnering with me that will be there all time during the restaurant hour before they even, sell the alcohol.
Okay. All right, do you have a policy or a policy in place or a system in place or some type of resource that you're using to teach? Or
We're going to make sure that the ID, that they show the ID first, come get myself, which is a partner in the business, and the 2 other partners. We rotate the schedule, so it will always be a manager and partner there at the restaurant. So if anyone wanted to buy alcohol, they need to get myself or the other 2 partners that will be there at all times.
Okay.
So we're not just going to let every employee just, serve alcohol. We're going to be strictly, and we will keep it enforced.
right, and make sure that everyone's ID is checked
Yes.
during that time. I would also encourage you, if you have any questions in regards to alcohol consumption versus the food, so that, you'll have a good balance, is to contact our finance department or our city manager if you have any questions, and they can direct you. Do we have any questions by our mayor or council members? Mayor?
Madam Vice Chair.
Okay, Madam
Ms.
Robinson.
Quarles, on the application, it says that you did apply for Sunday sales on your number 12. So I don't know if you were anticipating the future.
No, no, ma'am. On Sundays, we usually have like a family day. It's kind of like a little country food buffet, and we have a lot of members that come in. So, no, ma'am, we're not looking to serve alcohol on Sunday.
Okay, just maybe check that by mistake. But I just, again, if you were to do that, of course, Councilman Siegel has already explained that there's a different requirement on Sundays versus the
Yes,
other
ma'am.
days. Thank you, that's all I have, Madam Vice Chair.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions?
I too noticed the application in several places, Sunday sales was checked, and in several places it wasn't checked, so it was a little confusing. But even if you have the Sunday sales permit and don't serve on Sunday, in fact, we've got other restaurants in the city that are closed on Sunday, but they still have the Sunday sales permit just in case. You still have to meet that 60% threshold, even if you don't sell on Sunday, just because you have the permit. So I want to say the same thing I said to the previous applicant is thank you for choosing the city of Douglasville to open your business, Ms. Quarles. And I'll be there seafood night.
Thank you.
Mrs. Crowes, if you're not going to sell on Sunday at this time, I would suggest that you, get with our staff and just make that correction so that you don't have to deal with that. Okay, all right, then, if there aren't any, I'm sorry,
Madam Chair,
Councilman.
I have
Yes, go ahead, Councilman Davis.
first, would that be seafood all week or just Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
Just Thursday and Fridays and Saturdays,
And-
not even on Sunday.
So Monday, Tuesday,
It's kind of like country food, like macaroni
Country food?
cheese, fried chicken, red velvet cake, Italian cream cheesecake, and
Country food.
like that.
country, okay. So, will you have a scan on your cash register to scan the IDs when alcohol beverages? are served?
Actually, we haven't got our cash register, our system yet. We have someone that's going to come in and install it, but if that's needed or required, it's no problem in us getting it. But again, I will say that the ID will be enforced, that we check it and make sure that the person is over 21 years of age by a member of our staff, managing member, before we even, let the alcohol be, the beer or whatever be released to the party.
It helps you keep up with your consumption.
Yes, sir.
Add it on your cash register. Scan it. Now, where are you located on Fairburn Road?
6405 Fairburn Road, Suite 400. It's in Plaza.
Okay,
All right.
that's it, thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Davis. Thank you, Ms. Williams. We look forward to seeing you on Monday as we make our decision.
Okay,
All
thank
right.
you.
No other items under public safety, Madam Mayor. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, ma'am. We'll move on to item 6, which is Community and Economic Development Committee. Vice Chair is Councilmember Richard Siegel.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. No business tonight.
Thank you, sir. Number 7 is Planning and Development Committee. The Vice Chair for that is Councilmember Samuel Davis.
I have several items. Items A, 22-1624, table from July 18, 2016. Hold a public hearing and consider a request for a special land use permit for job training, vocational rehabilitation service for 0.54 acreage zone CG, general commercial, and 5846 Stewart Parkway located in the landlot 130, District 2, Section 5, partial 80, application made by Philip R. Miller, Jr. I think the applicant here?
Good evening.
Name and address, please.
Philip Ray Miller, Jr., 7380 Riverwalk Drive, Douglasville, Georgia, 30135.
This has been a good while. You all had personal business. Can you just refresh us just a little?
We propose, or we plan to open up a school that for rehabilitative services for people that were displaced or underemployed, so that they can get job training and re-enter the job market, or for younger people that just got out of high school that want to get a certification and enter the job market with the specified skills. We want to provide that service.
That location is right there on Stewart Parkway, right there across. Is that across from Burger King?
Yeah, it's kind of like diagonal from Burger King,
Right.
both ways down, right across from auto parts and right next to an auto parts
Good.
store.
Okay. Any question from the council?
I have a question. What age will you provide services to? What age?
Well, for this particular program, it'll be 18 and over. We're looking to work with the Department of Labor with the Workforce Initiative and Opportunity Act to get referrals to come to us from them, and also from schools once kids graduate and things like that.
Okay. There's actually a rehabilitation office in Douglasville that is, I think it's state-funded. Are you familiar with that agency?
No, we reached out to the state of Georgia with the non-public post-secondary education commission, and we've been working with them.
Okay, so I wasn't sure if this is the same type. People are referred there through Social Security. Will you also receive referrals through Social Security as well?
Yes, that's our plan.
Okay. Is this your first time opening a facility such as this, or do you have another facility in another area?
This is our first time opening a facility such as this.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit about the background of the staff that will be working with the students or
Sure.
the individuals?
Myself, Philip Miller, will be working with students. I'm an educator by profession, master's degree in education, also a degree in special education. Also on staff as a partner. My wife is a tax accountant, so she'll be working with that. And we plan to hire other people in other certification areas with the same amount of expertise.
Okay. Wow. I am impressed with the number of individuals that are unemployed, and of course with the workforce initiative. This is definitely needed. So thank you for choosing this area. I don't have any other questions.
Any other council, Mayor?
Yes, sir, Mr. Vice Chair. Trying to go back to my zoning board days, that it says Regional Activity Center, it's a RAC, and then a special land use, but they're applying for CG. So I just wanted to make sure that the council knew that it was a proposed zoning, that was a change in zoning, because the surrounding properties, the front is CG, the rear is DCD, side's DCD, and this will be, the future land use plan is not interrupted by the proposed facility, but it's RAC, but they're applying for CG. So that's all I have.
It's already CG, they're just adding on
Adding
the
to
special
it.
land use.
Recreational Activity Center.
Any other? Any from the audience? Okay, come back on Monday and we'll have your good
We can-
decision.
Thank you for your time.
Hearing portion. We have to have the public hearing.
Okay.
All those in, you going to do your public hearing, Councilman Davis?
Okay, all those in favor of public hearing?
If anybody would like to come up and speak in favor of this, this is the part of the public hearing where you can do so.
All those against? So look like we'll come back on Monday. We'll close, make a motion, we'll close public hearing.
Thank
Oh.
you, sir.
All in favor? Okay, no motion? Oh, okay, well, let's close it. Thank you. See you Monday, and, wow, memory lapse. I got one more item B, remove, request approval for a revision of final plat for the purpose of subdivision in the two tracts located in 1500 North River Road in the land lot 172, 173, District 1, Section 5, application by Pablo Garcia, Urban Engineer, INC. Is the applicant here, or representative? Mr. Miller?
Mr. Garcia apologizes for not being able to make the meeting this evening. A copy of the plat is located on page 118 of your attachments. This is currently the site of Gordon Food Services. Georgia Power has a 100-foot easement that passes through the southwesterly portion of this land parcel. Georgia Power is taking a small portion of this major tract. It's approximately 4¼ acres for the purposes of developing a substation to provide additional energy for this general area where we have a lot of industrial and warehousing facilities that will be calling for more energy.
Okay. Any questions?
Mr. Chairman, I know the applicant's not here. Do you have any insight as to how they chose this particular spot as opposed to further up the easement that's not so visible from the road? Because this is right at Riverside Parkway.
I am not privy to that, sir.
Okay. Another question that's more around the procedure of how the steps proceed. They're able to get a land disturbance permit even before this plat is approved? Because they're already moving land all over out there.
They're a utility, and they are protected from our...
They can do what they
ordinances.
want.
Yep. I was gnashing my teeth, but they have been practicing...
I'm not saying anything negative about utilities. I'm just...
They have been practicing best management practices throughout their land disturbing activities.
I know that a lot of the residents in the area were concerned because the trees that came down to make room for this was screening the Gordon Food Service building as you're driving along Riverside Parkway. And now it's nice and visible, and then they're also going to have this pretty substation. And I understand that Google's new facility is really the impetus for putting this substation here because they're going to require a lot of juice. But there's really nothing we can do about it because they're a utility. So no other questions, Mr. Chairman.
Madam Mayor?
In lieu of Mr. Garcia, Mr. Mettler, please give us your name and address for the record.
Michael Mettler, Building Official and Development Official, 6695 Church Street, Douglasville, Georgia, 30134.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair.
Okay, if that's all, we'll see you on Monday. Thank you. That's all I have, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, sir. We'll move on to Parks and Recreation Committee. The chairman for that is Councilmember Chris Watts.
No items tonight, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Finance Committee, Vice Chair for Finance is Councilmember Richard Siegel.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We do have a couple of items. First one is to authorize you, the mayor, to sign a franchise agreement for cable communication services to Comcast Cable Communications, LLC. I understand we have a representative from Comcast here.
Yes, sir, we do, and Ms. Littlefield can review with you what we went over in the 5 o'clock meeting. While if you would like the representative to approach the podium, she can, if you have questions for her, if she has any comments. But Ms. Littlefield?
Sir, as we discussed in committee, this is a renewal of the franchise that Comcast already has with us, and the terms are substantially the same as they have been.
Any member of the council or the mayor have any interest in the representative from Comcast coming forward for questions? I don't have any. So.
Now, the baby. Okay.
And we'll move on to the next item. Authorize the mayor, adopt and approve an ordinance and agreement granting a franchise for use of city right-of-way for the sale of electric power by Greystone Power Corporation.
Chairman, this too is a renewal of an existing agreement that we have with Georgia Power, and the terms are the same as they have been.
Greystone.
Yes, I'm sorry, Greystone.
Any comments or questions from mayor and council?
We have a representative from Greystone, Mr. Chair.
If you want to say anything, I don't have any questions for you, but if you want to tell us anything, you can come up. Name and address for the record,
We wouldn't
please.
make the mommy come forward because the baby's due September 2nd, but.
Absolutely, since
Yes.
I don't get a chance to do this, I'd love to say hello, Mayor Robinson and council persons. I'm Wayne Glover, representing the Board of Directors, and our President and CEO, Gary Miller. And I am the representative that will be handling all the cities in the Greystone Power service area. And so I'm the one that's updating all of the ordinances for all the cities and making sure that we keep the mapping updated. I will be requesting updates from the cities on an annual basis, but however, they will have an opportunity to provide any updates throughout any time during the year. Also, there will be an opportunity for the cities to audit any of the activities that go along with those maps as we update them.
Thank you very much. Comments or questions from the mayor and council?
Want me to get my name?
Oh, yes, name and address. You already got that.
Okay.
He did.
I was just going to say, as we discussed during committee meeting, there was a question about auditing for Greystone Power, and we appreciate Greystone and their honesty after doing their audit and making those, rectifying what was out of balance with the city of Douglasville. So we thank you so much, Mr. Wayne, and Greystone Power, Mr. Miller. That's all I have. Mr. Vice Chair.
Okay, nobody has anything else, then that's all we have for Finance Committee, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, sir. We'll move on to Information and Technology Committee. You are on tonight. Mr. Siegel, Councilman Siegel.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We do have a couple items under Information Technology. The first one is to authorize the mayor to sign a 2-year planned customer service agreement with Yancey Brothers Company for maintenance and annual load bank test on the city's generator located at the city's Spring Street radio tower site for the period of July 1st, 2016 through June 30th, 2018. And I see Ms. Knight there at the podium.
Yes, Karen Knight, Communications Coordinator for the City of Douglasville, 6695 Church Street. As I said in committee meetings earlier, this is a 2-year agreement, service agreement with Yancey Power to service our generator for the radio tower, which provides backup power when we lose Georgia Power, and will provide service for the radio system. Very important that we have this. They will do 2 services a year for us, and I will also do a load bank test to make sure that everything works properly.
Thank you. Comments or questions from mayor and council?
At Yancey Brothers since 1994. Is that correct?
Long time.
Long time. They've been doing a good job, so.
Okay, stay there. We've got another item. If it's you, let's see. Authorize the mayor to sign a change authorization for Service Elite for service extension support with International Business Machines Corporation for remote assistance for the software for AS400. I see Mr. Grizzle sneaking up behind you, so he might want to take this one. Name and address for the record, please.
Name is James Grizzle, City of Douglasville, 6695 Church Street. I'm the IT Director.
Thank you.
Council, Mayor. This is a standard agreement to maintain the software on the AS400 legacy system for another year for service, maintenance, software updates on the machine itself.
Okay. I know you've already provided me with a lot of backup support on this. If anybody else has any comments or questions, mayor and council.
AS400 still?
It's a dinosaur, but it's got some old data on it that we can't do
I'm
anything
almost a
with.
dinosaur, so things can still work when you're like that. It's fine.
It's definitely been a workhorse for IBM. I mean, it's one of their most popular small computers for businesses. So, at some point, we would eventually migrate the information that's on there to a new system and sunset
We're hoping
that.
to do that within, hopefully, this year.
That's all I have for, oh wait, any comments or questions from mayor and council? No? Okay, that's all I have, Madam Mayor, under Information Technology Committee.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Grizzle and Ms. Knight, for those reports. We'll move on to item 11, which is Maintenance and Sanitation Committee. The vice chair for this committee is Councilmember Samuel Davis.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Madam Mayor. Approve the purchase of a compact 8-yard garbage truck, 2016 Isuzu NRR cab and chassis with a 8 cubic yard pack back rear load. I'm thinking about Pac-A-Mine. Pack back rear load from Carolina Environmental System INC in the total of $92,626.68. Greg Roberts.
Yes, this is a, for lack of a better term, it's a mini garbage truck. We've needed one for quite some time, and it will be a great asset and addition to our fleet of several garbage trucks. Our smallest garbage truck currently is a 20-yard, and it requires a CDL. commercial driver's license. And one of the positive benefits of this truck is that anybody with a driver's license can drive this truck, and it will help us in a lot of pinches that we get into when we're short-staffed. Lots of applications for this small truck.
Greg, this small truck don't come with a one-man operation with an arm on it?
No. This is a rear-load garbage truck, and it will be pretty much a one-man operation. It'll be the driver doing everything. But there are just many applications. One of the things that probably is not seen too much by the public is if we have a missed pickup at our residence, we typically have to take one of our daily crew of either a three-man crew with a rear load or the automated truck, take them off their route and send them to another part of town. This truck would allow for anybody, even me, allow for anybody to get in this truck and go handle that particular matter a lot quicker. It's smaller, saves fuel. It's not replacing any of the big trucks. It would help us with events such as all the events we have downtown. My downtown people that work, we pretty much cover this area 7 days a week. That truck would be available to those guys. They could just get it, drive it up here. It'll more than drive down through the alley. It's small. And we've just not had a piece of equipment like this.
So did we look at other trucks of that size? Price-wise, or that's on the truck you looked at?
Yeah, there are three. I mean, there's not a lot of trucks in this size group.
Okay.
One of the things we go with, now that you mentioned that, is we try to look at how we can get something serviced in the Atlanta area. And if you purchase something just simply based on price, and I've not found anything at a less price, but if say I had found something, but I'm going to have to wait a week for parts, then it tends to be a piece of equipment you can't use. And this is a truck. The body is manufactured in Mississippi, and I can have the chassis serviced here in the Atlanta area. And so it's like you've noticed, we pretty much on our big fleet, we buy Mack chassis, and it's because we have great service support in the Atlanta area on that Mack chassis. And some of the other equipment we bought over the years, it may sit for a week while we wait on something, and we don't have to do that. And so that's one of the things I've tried to be attentive to in the past few years, is to not buy something just because it's the cheapest, but if we can actually keep it on the road. And we don't have the downtime on the big trucks like we used to because we're getting them serviced close. We have good support now.
Austell, isn't it? Their service center. Or service centers in Austell, isn't it?
For this truck we're talking about here, it can be serviced by this company we're proposing to purchase from. They can be a full service provider. They represent both manufacturers and can get us quick service.
Mr. Chairman, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to ask, when we're making a purchase like this, do y'all go to someplace close by, another city maybe that has a similar type truck that y'all check it out, or how do you do that?
Yeah, I've been familiar with this style truck for the better part of 12, 15 years. And I've seen it in operation many times. We've just not had an opportunity budget-wise to fit it in. And so this was a good opportunity to get it in there should the council approve that. It is in the budget for fiscal year 17. This truck can be a lifesaver. Trust me when I tell you, this is a piece of equipment we really need.
Is this a truck that will be used every day or just when it's needed, like some of the ways you've described
I can tell you this truck could just about be used 7 days a week because of the downtown application. It changes how we do some things today. This truck changes some of those things because we pick up a lot of garbage in the downtown area 7 days a week. And so we only have commercial drivers on staff Monday through Friday that are available to assist with that. And this puts a vehicle in the hands of the labor force that works that 7-day schedule, it puts a truck in their hands that they can use without having to wait on a commercial driver to be on staff.
Vice Chairman, I had a couple of questions. Were you trying to say something, Councilman Siegel?
I just want to make sure I'm in the queue for asking a question.
Okay,
Go
it'll
ahead.
be quick.
Ladies first.
Mr. Roberts, you probably said your name and address for the record.
Greg Roberts.
I didn't hear you. And people know, they know your voice, but they can't see your handsome face on television, so please let us know who you are.
Yeah, Greg Roberts, the Director of the Maintenance and Sanitation Department, and 8578 Club Drive, Douglasville, 30134.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Vice Chair, I was going to ask this question. I think this is the truck that will be used as well in the tributary area where those narrow alleyways, you know, that Georgetown housing style that we have, that you have to re-enter through the back and go through those narrow alleys, that is less cumbersome on those streets, it's not as heavy, and it'll be able, it's more mobility to pick up the trash in those areas as well. Is this the truck that will do that?
It will be used there, but
Yes,
that's
sir.
not the primary purpose of the purchase.
Okay, it's for more
But it will
downtown.
definitely be used there. It will probably be seen there every Monday,
Okay.
assisting the other crew that's out there.
Yes, sir. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair.
Warranty? Is there a warranty on this?
Yeah, it would have a standard warranty on the garbage body. I'm going to say everything's typically a year on that type thing. But you've got other things such as they have a longer warranty on them. But I have
With the Isuzu chassis, does adding the PAC-MAC garbage unit void the Isuzu warranty, or?
No, this is, you've probably seen these trucks, you just didn't pay attention to one. They're used everywhere. I see them in downtown Atlanta from time to time in some of those areas. Private contractors use them. This is a chassis body combination that pretty much dominates that industry.
I know I've seen them.
Yeah.
I just didn't
It's
know
a
what the
very
warranty
popular
was
unit.
on them.
Even a lot of the delivery companies have went to this smaller chassis because it puts the driver at street level. It's quick entry.
And they also have a 6-yard version as well.
Yeah, you can get a 6, 10, or I believe even a 12.
I went to the PAC-MAC website also. I looked at what they have. They got some things I don't even know what they're used for on there.
Yeah, they've.
Let's not buy those, though.
Yeah, PAC-MAC is really big in this particular aspect of solid waste.
Anyone else? Greg, I have one other question. Would this come out of, for the listening audience, would this come out of sanitation fund?
Yes, it was approved in the FY17 sanitation fund.
Thank you. See you on Monday. That's all I have, Madam Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We'll move on to Personnel and Organization Committee. The vice chair for this committee is Councilmember Chris Watts.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have one item tonight. Item A, item 28-16-11. This item was tabled from the July 18, 2016 meeting. It's to adopt an ordinance enacting Section 16-8 of the Personnel Policies and Procedures Ordinance to require workplace violence policy for city employees. I believe Ms. Alston's going to share some things with us.
Yes, Tia Alston, Human Resources for the City of Douglasville, 6695 Church Street. Good evening, Mayor and Council. Again, if you recall, this item was tabled at the pleasure of the council to revise this policy draft that Ms. Littlefield and I presented to you at the last round of meetings. For the audience, this is a workplace violence policy draft, that reiterates the city's commitment to providing a safe workplace for its employees. It also depicts what behaviors are not tolerated by the city, also the reporting procedures for employees and anyone that observes any act of violence, as well as the disciplinary action that the city will take should anyone violate this policy. And the revision included
All employees are expected to immediately report any potentially dangerous situations to a supervisor or to human resources. When an employee observes or becomes aware of an act of violence in the workplace, which has resulted in physical injury of any person and where medical attention is needed, they should be calling 911 to request medical assistance. If there are any questions to the revision, I'll be happy to take those. But again, this was at the pleasure of the council to make the specific revision to include the reporting procedures for the employees. So if there are any questions, I'll be happy to take. What?
We don't, we just, one of the things that was pointed out in our committee meeting is that there are, someone asked about addressing guns on property and things like that, and that's addressed.
Yes, in the city's safety policy, we do address specifically weapons on premises. And Ms. Littlefield couldn't speak more to that, but we do have that policy in place currently for that, should that happen.
Okay. Any other questions or comments from council?
Yes, sir, Mr. Vice Chair. Not really a question, but a comment to say that this is very timely. I know you've put a lot of work into this, you and Ms. Littlefield and the chairman, Councilmember Mike Miller. We appreciate that. We just know the way the climate is in America, that this is an issue that we really need to be proactive on, and we appreciate putting these measures in place so that retaliatory actions, won't happen, or we try to prevent those. I want to commend the chief and the police department last week. They had training on active shooter training. And so we know that sometimes those are folks who have been working for the company and they may come back. And so that was great training. We had 5 council members that attended that training, and it was very helpful. Thank you, Chief, for that. And police stops. So we had a lot of good training last Thursday. And thank you so much, Ms. Austin, for your hard work. That's all I had, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Ms. Austin. Thank you, Mayor. That's all we had tonight under personnel and organization.
Okay. All right, we will move on to ordinances and intergovernmental committee. That is chaired by Councilmember Dr. LaShawn Burdanley.
No items tonight, Madam Mayor. Thank you.
You're welcome. Education and Training Committee, Chairman Councilmember Samuel Davis.
No items, Madam Mayor, tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Is there any other business to come before the mayor and council from council members? Okay. We'll move on to City Attorney, Mr. Dotson. He isn't here. Ms. Littlefield, do you have anything in his stead?
No business, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Chief Assistant City Attorney, yourself. You're doing the Legal Eagles tonight. You have anything?
No, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. We'll move on to our Chief of Police. Been in training in Savannah, and we welcome you back. Chief Sparks, we feel much safer when you're in the room. Do you have anything? Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you again for the training. It was invaluable. We had a great, how many people? About 80 or about 80 folks? That was really good. I know there's been some training. Sometimes it was 6 or 8 people in the room, so 80 is great for the community. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Thank you so much for taking the time to do that after hours. We'll move on to our city manager, Ms. Marsha Hampton.
Yes, ma'am. Just a few things. I would like to make one introduction. As you all know, we, this year, the city of Douglasville participated in the ICMA program for hosting a graduate fellow for the next 2 years. And Aaron, would you like to come up to the podium? And while he comes up, I would like to say thank you all for allowing us to have this opportunity to have a graduate student be able to receive mentorship and professional development here with us from the city. I think while he's learning from us, we will be able to learn a lot from him. So I appreciate you all for allowing us to have this opportunity. Aaron?
Hi, my name is Aaron Sarowitz. I am a native of Grand Rapids, Michigan. So my wife and I moved down on the 17th. We got married on the 16th. So I graduated from Hope College with a degree in criminal justice, and I just graduated from Western Michigan University with my master's in public administration. So I just want to thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. Welcome, Aaron. It's going to be as cold in Georgia.
I'm hoping not. I'm hoping not. But I'm looking forward to that too. So I won't miss the snow.
I told you when I lived in Ohio and in the National Guard, we went to Grelling, Michigan for training 2 weeks in the summer, and it was freezing cold.
It gets cold and it gets a little bit more snow up there than where I'm from. So
yeah, welcome to Georgia. And your honeymoon is Douglasville?
Beautiful Douglasville, yes.
Okay. I'm not even saying anything, but we welcome you. We're excited to have you.
Thank you very much.
Is there any other comments from council members?
Just want to say welcome, Aaron, and you definitely are surrounded by many staff that have a lot of knowledge and can impart in you. And at any time, the mayor and council are here for you as well. So welcome to Douglasville. Welcome to Georgia.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Aaron. And the only other thing I have, Madam Mayor, is that I know that you are missing some of your colleagues, but if there are items that you wish to put on the consent agenda, if you would notify Madam Clerk, but it's at your pleasure if you all would like to do that or not.
All right. Thank you so much. I'll listen to hear council members over the weekend to see if you had anything for a consent agenda, and we'll present that on Monday. If not, we'll go through the items. It shouldn't take us very long. Okay, is that all you have, Ms. City Manager? Is it? Okay. Comments from citizens and delegates. Now is the opportunity for anyone that's left in the audience. If you would like to address the mayor and council, now's your opportunity to please come forward to the podium, give your name and address for the record, and the floor is open for you to make any comments that you'd like to. Anyone want to talk? Ms. Mara, please come forward from GMA. We have our esteemed trainer here, par excellence. Please, you've been with us all day.
Yes, ma'am, Madam Mayor, council members. On behalf of the Carl Vinson Institute of Government, where I serve as your Leadership Development Program Manager, it's an honor for me to be back with the city of Douglasville. We had an amazing time together in January, and now to get to come back and work with your city manager and your senior management staff this morning was absolutely a wonderful experience, and we look forward to being together all day tomorrow. I promise you they will come back tired. But it has been a wonderful morning where we've been talking about effective communications, and then we're going to have an opportunity tomorrow to build on that. Listen to them individually about the goals for their department, and then meld those into the wonderful set of goals that you all established back in January. So, again, it is our honor for the Carl Vinson Institute of Government to be in partnership in this continued training.
Thank you so much, Mr. Register. We appreciate
Chris,
your
for the
work.
record.
Yes,
Could you want her name and address?
Mr. Siegel, I apologize, Councilman Siegel.
I am so sorry. My name is Mayra Register with the Carl Vinson Institute of Government, 201 North Millage Avenue, Athens, Georgia, 30602.
Thank you. I was enamored. I forgot to say that. Well, thank you so much. And to the listening audience, you can see that we're very serious about training and being comprehensive and responsible delegates and elected officials and appointed staff to make the city of Douglasville the best that we can. And we're not embarrassed to ask for training and continue to educate ourselves to do the best job that we can. Now is the opportunity for staff reports. There is a staff report concerning the housing fair on Saturday, August 13th, 2016, which is the GIC housing issue. So is there someone here, Ms. Patrice or, Mr. Lynn?
I am doing it for Patrice tonight. She would have been here, but I told her I would be here, so I'll just handle it.
Well, you don't look like Patrice, but we like you just as well.
I changed my hair.
Okay.
That's what it was. I went to the store.
Mr. Lynn.
Jonathan Lynn, Community Development Services Director, 6695 Church Street, Douglasville, Georgia, 30134. The mayor had it right on mayor and council. This is part of our GIC initiative, the Georgia Initiative of Community Housing. We did a housing fair a few years ago. We're bringing it back to do it again now that we have the housing market. It is what it is. It is picking up. So we're going to have DCA here. They're going to talk about the Georgia Dream program, the PIN program, which is their program for public safety, education workers, nurses in the medical field, to do the first time the home buyer assistance program. And I think they will also be talking about a fairly new program, the Choices program. I'm not as familiar with that program, but that is the program that provides, I think, around $7,500 to those with disabilities for home ownership. So it's very exciting. They're going to be here. We have a lot of real estate professionals that are going to be showing up, as well as a lot of local lending institutions. They're all also promoting the fair for us, and the fair is going to take place on Saturday, August the 13th from 9 to 12, right here at the conference center. It is free to the public. There is no, you don't have to register, you don't have to RSVP. Just show up. Everybody will be here waiting for you. And that, like I said, that is Saturday, August the 13th from 9 to 12.
Very good, and valuable information, and it's a great resource for the community. We ask and implore everyone to come if you need those services or you need to have that information for someone else. Thank you so much, Mr. Lynn. Any comments or questions from the council members? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. If there isn't any other business to come before the council, this meeting is adjourned.